Hey, everybody. Hello. Hi. How are you? So, today for Finance Friday, we're going to switch it up a little bit and we're going to talk about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a very important topic, whether you are a current entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur. Either way, this episode applies to you. You could have an idea that you've been thinking about and you want to step into entrepreneurship, even if you don't want to do full time entrepreneurship and you just want to do part time entrepreneurship or start a business or have extra streams of income, then all of this will apply to you. So, as an entrepreneur of three businesses, well, two, girl, get it together. Of two businesses and a nonprofit, okay, Evans Financial Solutions is one, and Victorian Publishing is another one. The Trouble Movement is my nonprofit. So, not only do I have two businesses, a nonprofit, I also have a YouTube channel and now a podcast. So, I do a lot of things, and I also have a full time job. Now, with that being said, the most important part of entrepreneurship is balance. You have to have balance when you are becoming an entrepreneur or if you are currently an entrepreneur. You have to be very strategic about your time. You have to be very strategic about really time management. Uh oh. Let me clear my throat. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all know I'm going to do that every time. But you have to have balance because entrepreneurship can be very, very time consuming. It can literally break you. You can have burnout. There are so many things that entrepreneurship can do to you because I wouldn't be an honest person if I didn't give you the plus side and the bad side of it. The plus side is you get to work for yourself. You ain't got to answer to nobody. You are your own CEO. Okay, you started your business, you turned your dream into a business, you turned your passion into a business, your purpose, whatever it is, you turn it into a business. Okay, you are your own boss. And I know everybody want to be their own boss. Cause who don't want to be their own boss? So, cause who want a supervisor? Hmm. Cause who want a supervisor? But you have to find balance because entrepreneurship, like I said, is very draining mentally, physically. It takes a lot. Okay. So you have to know how to balance your life between if you do have a full-time job and if you could have multiple businesses. Like for me, I am very strategic about my time management, so I schedule time to do different things. So I may schedule a time to do TTM stuff, and I might schedule, usually on Saturdays is my day to work on accounting and work on with Evans Financial Solutions. Victorian Publishing is kind of here and there. It depends on my client. It depends on the book that I'm writing or the book that I'm editing and publishing. So that one I just kind of fit in depending on the timeline of the project. But I know that I have to work my job from 9 to 5. So I schedule that in. And then after my job, what am I going to work on? So usually I'll, come up with a plan for YouTube, come up with a plan for podcasts. The podcast I usually schedule at night before I go to bed because I know in the daytime I'm gonna be busy doing other things. So you have to find some type of balance in your life, and you also have to squeeze in your social life. With me, I don't have much of a social life. So it gives me more time to work on all the businesses that I have and all the tasks that I have. But if you're not like me, because I'm a huge introvert. Okay, being humans don't really, yeah, no. But if you do have a social life, you also have to incorporate that into your plan. Another thing is patience. You have got to have patience if you're going to be an entrepreneur because you have to understand you are not going to start a business and be a millionaire in a week. That's not how that works. You got to be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with the business. And you have to know that it could take up to a year or 2 years or 3 years before you even see a profit. You may not see a profit right away. So if you're starting to be an entrepreneur, then you have to be patient and you have to be able to get through those hard times and those rough times in the beginning And you have to understand that it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of marketing, which is my downside. I'm trying to get better, y'all. I'm trying to get better with the whole marketing thing. That's my downside. Everybody has a downside. My downside is marketing. I'm not really good at that whole thing. But again, I'm working on it because I have a podcast now. So I have to market the podcast, obviously. But you have to have patience. You're not going to become, again, like I said, a millionaire overnight. You're not going to see a profit within your first year. You are going to have a lot of expenses because you're starting your business, and you have to know you have to invest in yourself in order to see an investment and a return on your investment. So, entrepreneurship, you're going to have to put a lot of money into it because, again, you have to invest in yourself. And with that part being said, I'm actually going to get into the financial side of it. So, but before we do that, let's get into this. So, since we are talking about entrepreneurship, it wouldn't be right if I didn't promote my own business, huh? Evans Financial Solutions. You guys have heard me talk about Victorian Publishing. So now I'm going to talk about Evans Financial Solutions, or Evans Bookkeeping, which is my bookkeeping business. I do accounting for businesses of all sizes and businesses around the country. You do not have to be in Houston or Texas in order for me to do your accounting. I do accounting for companies that are in California, Vegas, New York. I do tax returns, and business accounting is very important. So I strongly suggest you get an accountant or sign up with an accounting company like Evans Financial Solutions, and you are able to see your profit each month. And when it comes to filing your taxes at the end of the year, the plus side is you already have your profit and loss statement. So you already know what to put on your tax return. And we're going to talk about tax tips either in this season or the next season. But I got some coming for y'all. And if y'all want to see tax tips and hear them, you can actually go on my Instagram at Elements of Me or Evans Bookkeeping. So that's E, V as in Victor, A-N-S, Evans Bookkeeping. And I have a ton of tax tips that you guys can watch, listen to, learn from, things like that. So if you want to learn more, if you want to sign up, or if you're in need of accounting services, you can visit mirandaevans.com, and you can find it on my website, and you can book a free 30-minute consultation, and we will get started on getting your books right, because your bookkeeping has to be correct. It is very important. So again, Evans Financial Solutions or Evans Bookkeeping on Instagram, and Evans Bookkeeping on Facebook. So that is our Black business for today's segment. Okay, so first on the financial side, it is very important that you have a backup plan. So if you're a full-time entrepreneur, you want to have a backup plan because you still have to pay bills. You still have to pay for things. So always have a backup plan. I myself tried to become a full-time entrepreneur for 6 months. I was working part-time for years. And I said, you know what? I want to try my hand at this full-time entrepreneurship. But I didn't have a plan. I didn't save, and the money that I did save, it didn't last. It didn't last me too long. So I end up having to go back to working a 9 to 5, and instead of being down on myself, I said, "You know what? At least I did it for 6 months." So if you're going to become a full-time entrepreneur, make sure you have a backup financial plan. Make sure you save first. Even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur full time, make sure you save and have a backup plan, because if you're selling products, then you want to save. When you get that money, don't go splurging and spending and buying cars and all kind of luxury items. Like, no, you need to save that money so that you can reinvest it back into the business. Secondly, you want to track your expenses. It is very important that you track your expenses. And with doing that, the number one rule that I tell everybody: separate your business income from your personal income. That is very important. You need to have a business bank account. Do not use your personal bank account for your business. Again, that is the golden rule. You have to have that separated, because you will begin to mix your finances. It's harder to track your income and your expenses because they're mixed in with your personal purchases and your personal income. And that makes it hard to do your accounting. That makes it hard for you to understand the profit or loss that your business is making. So separate your business from your personal and get you a business bank account. You do not need a LLC to get a business bank account. You can do it with a social, and you just need your DBA. So as long as you have your DBA, then you'll be fine. My mom works for Frost Bank, so if you're in Houston, you can go visit her at Frost Bank on Scott. I send all of my clients to her. She is very, very knowledgeable, and she will help you with setting up your business account. And you want to have an EIN number because you don't want to use your social, and you can get an EIN number for free from the IRS website. So I strongly suggest you do get your EIN number. And again, if you need help with any of this, please reach out to me and I will help you under Evans Financial Solutions. But you are and you can do it under your social security number. You just don't want to do that. You want to keep it separated. You want to keep it as separate as you can. So, with that being said, if you are in a position where you cannot afford an accountant or you just can't do it right now, make sure you track your income and your expenses because you have got to know what is coming in and what is coming out. Whether you write it down by hand, whether you do a spreadsheet, whether you have an accounting software. I use Wave, WAVE, and that is a free accounting platform. I absolutely love it. I use it for all of my clients, I use it for my businesses. And again, it is free. Everybody goes to QuickBooks. Everybody loves QuickBooks, and QuickBooks is the answer to everything, and it costs. So let me put you up on budget game. Again, we talked about budget. Wave is free and it is very user friendly. It is easy to manage. You do not have to be an accountant in order to understand Wave. It's the way you could track your expenses. If you're a person who needs to track mileage, they have apps for that. They even have a mileage book because, like I said, some people still write stuff down. So it depends on what your method is. Me, I do both. I write it down and I also put it in the accounting system and I use Excel as well. So I have to make sure that every expense is accounted for and every part of my income is accounted for. Whether you're in the service business or whether you sell products, you want to make sure that you are tracking your income and your expenses properly, which where again separating business from personal comes into play. Now, a lot of people ask, well, how do I pay myself? So, what I tell my clients is to pay yourself, you figure out what exactly your personal expenses are every week or every month. If you know your personal expenses are $1,500 a month, then you can pay yourself $1,500 a month from the business. Okay. And it doesn't have to be payroll. You could do what's called an owner's draw. So, that's 1,500 a month. Or let me clear my throat. Or you can do every week. You can decide to pay yourself every week. You can do a percentage or you can do a flat amount. It depends however you decide to do it. But you have got to again pay yourself instead of using your business account for personal expenses. So you need to come up with some sort of plan or some number that you are going to use to actually pay yourself. Do not use your business account or your business debit card for personal expenses. You will begin to mix up your money, and that makes it extremely hard to do accounting and taxes. Again, that's important. So that is a way you can pay yourself. And a lot of people also ask, well, what if I need to pay for expenses out of my personal bank account? So what you do is if you have a business account, which you should, you need to transfer the money from your personal account to your business account, and then you pay for the expenses. Do not pay for your expenses strictly from your personal account. Transfer the money first and then make your purchase. So that way it is linked to your business. You do not want to pay for your stuff for your business out of your personal account. Me, I have two business accounts for each one of my businesses. TTM has its own bank account, and if my business account doesn't have enough money in it, then I will transfer money from my personal account in order to pay for the things that I need to pay for with my business. So that is a way that you can do that. That's why having a business bank account is so important, because I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna keep repeating it until you until you get it. I'm gonna keep saying it. Don't mix business and personal. Okay, I done just told you what to do. Now I need you to do what I told you to do. Baby, you can ask any one of my clients. I do not play them games. If I even see a personal, if I even see, that's how serious I am. If I even see a personal purchase on your business account, baby, I am going to text you immediately. Like, what are you doing? This is not how we do this. You know, I don't play them games. And they actually listen, because if you have an accountant that you trust and you one that you know is right and doing things the right way, you'll actually listen to them, because not everybody knows how to do accounting. Like me, I don't know how to do marketing, so I'm going to outsource. You have to outsource. And if you feel like you cannot handle your finances properly yourself, then again, I strongly recommend you get an accountant. I feel like every business should have one. Oh, child, let me clear my throat. Ooh, I'm rough today. But again, that is very important, especially with my small Black businesses. Baby, we got to do better. We got to do better. We can't be sitting here making mistakes and not tracking stuff right. And then when tax season come, you be sitting there panicking, trying to pull receipts and trying to figure out, what did I spend on what? See, you already messing up. Had you did what I told you to do, you wouldn't have these problems. So again, find you an accountant, specifically me. I am she. But that is my advice on Entrepreneurship 101. So we have, let's do a recap: balance. So be able to balance your life and practice time management and be strategic about it. Patience, and know that you are not going to become a millionaire overnight. You are going to take losses for your first year or two, because again, you are investing into your business. So you may lose money. I hope you do not. I would love to see you make a profit in your first year, but you have to be prepared to have that patience. Again, separate business from personal, have a backup plan just in case, and make sure you are saving, and track your income and expenses in whatever method you feel is best for you. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at info@mirandaevans.com. You can visit mirandaevans.com and you can schedule a consultation with me. And again, you can also follow us on Instagram at Evans Bookkeeping, and you can follow me at Elements of Me. So until the next podcast, I will talk to you guys later.